Hello everybody! Welcome back to iCraft SMP, and I gotta thank you all for your major patience for me because I've been out and about. The last place I went to was Disneyland. Yes, I had a lot of fun there, but it was crazy expensive. I'm not kidding, it was crazy expensive. Disneyland is not cheap. That much I can tell you. I'm just noticing this is just what I have in my inventory right now, and I'm going to find a way to make this stuff work for me. Anyhow, so I just got done watching Nintendo's E3. Oh wait, this is Sprucewood. I don't want the Sprucewood one. Let's get some of this stuff here. Because what we're looking for is we're going to try to finish working on that up there, and I don't know how it's going to work. We'll find a way. But anyways, I just finished watching Nintendo's E3, and I'm kind of impressed, but I wanted to start at the very beginning. EA's E3. Yes, EA's E3 was a few days ago, and it was not the best thing in the world. No, I didn't really particularly enjoy EA's E3. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why, because I don't think they did a really good job portraying what they needed to portray. You know what I mean? So EA, pretty much the only thing that stands out for me, I think, was FIFA 2019. That's coming to Switch, and that's coming out to a bunch of other platforms. But realistically, that's the only thing that really stood out for me. EA, why didn't do? I don't know. I just can't explain it. You know what I mean? And I wish I could. I wish I could find a way to explain it. But EA just their E3 was not very good. And the one title that I really wish, because I'm a Switch fan, okay, I'm a Nintendo fan. You gotta love me for that, okay? So one of the titles that I wish really was coming to Nintendo was something called Unravel 2. That one, outside of FIFA, really stood out. I was like, oh my god, it's a really good game. It's impressive. It's basically about these two characters who are attached to each other by string, and they can't really do anything, you know what I mean? They can't really go anywhere or do anything without being attached by string. And so it's very important to learn how to play the mechanics, and you can play this solo or you can play this duo, and both ways it actually works pretty well. And let's see if I can make just a couple more of those. Is this dark oak wood? It is. Why do I have? Oh, I see why. Oh, wait a minute. Then why don't I just put that together? There we go. Now we got it. That's better. We're gonna use all of this because I've got plans, and I need a way to get back up here too. Staircase. Sure. Go around the torch, right? Around the torch we go. Oh no. Yeah, I can't build today. So outside of E3 from EA, that's pretty much all I'm gonna say about EA because I just been really careful there. Xbox, I was actually really impressed by Xbox. Xbox kind of blew me out of the water. They did an E3 that they should have done years ago. Okay, they released essentially a lot of exclusive games, a lot of world premieres, and it was actually pretty awesome to watch. I mean, that's how good it was for me. And usually I'm not a big Xbox fan either. What can I do here? There's a couple things I can do here. So I can either go up one more, or just kind of cut it across the side. I think I'll go up one more right here. And this will look good when I'm done. Let me cut out and show you what this will look like in just a second. Okay, there it is. We have one piece of my roof actually done. This is amazing. Now, remember, I did say there was going to be a third floor, and this is essentially the third floor right about here, and we need to find a way to connect the two floors together, which essentially is that top piece right up there. That will be the top of the third floor. And in other words, I need a ceiling. That's what essentially I need. I don't know, can I do this? Let's try this real quick. What would this look like? If I did that, that would be the ceiling, and then it would just kind of cut off right about there, and that could work. And so if that becomes the ceiling, then that becomes the roof that gets connected right into the portion right about there, right where this thing is. And so I guess, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I guess this can go right up against the wall, I think. And this should get enclosed in some way. I don't know how yet. And then this, obviously, this stuff has to get turned because I did a weird thing here, and then it has to somehow go down this way. So I do know that at least this will be matching up perfectly right over here. But I just don't know how it's all going to connect together. Obviously, I need more dark oak, so let me go find some, and I'll be right back. Yeah, so while I get some dark oak wood, one of the things that Xbox I think did kind of well is they're doing something called Game Pass, and they're actually taking a big risk, okay? So instead of putting, older classic games, they're putting older classic games plus new games. So they're actually putting things there, for example, like Fallout 4, Elder Scrolls Online, Tom Clancy's Division, and those are it's essentially a premium paid subscription service. That's essentially what they're doing. And so that is where games seem to be heading, at least for Microsoft anyways. I don't think Nintendo's going to do that for a very long time, because Nintendo, I think, understands some things a little bit better than some people, because some people just want to own their games. However, it's starting to move to subscription service, and Xbox is essentially one of the first that started to do that, along with PlayStation. And one of the interesting things about subscription service is you don't own the games whatsoever. You essentially pay to play, essentially. So you pay a subscription, you get access to whatever, basically. So you pay, say, $20. I don't know how much it is, but you pay like $20, and you get access to whatever games you want for the entire month. And so it works as long as you play games, and as long as you pay the subscription in a way that where your games actually exceed the amount of the subscription. That's where it's going to pay off really good. Now, I assume there will probably be some premium awesome thing where you can get to, like, live stuff as it comes out or something like that. But also, where it did not work, it's the day you stop playing. Okay, the day that you actually choose to stop playing games, that will be the day that your subscription starts to exceed the amount. And, and so you pay for a game $59, right? And you stop playing, and suddenly your games are just, crazy. I just realized I could probably combine these together and make it look totally awesome. Anyway, so that's one of the things that they're doing. The other thing, obviously, they have Battlefield 5. I never really got into the Battlefield series. It looks okay. I mean, I can't complain too much. But, I mean, I think they need to honestly one day just get away from doing the same thing over and over and over again. So I can't complain, but that's not really why I was really hyped by Xbox. Like, I was impressed. I was like, Xbox might actually get me something one day. What I was actually impressed with, there's games called, for example, Black Desert, or Black Desert. Now I'm not going to live that one down. Black Desert is one of the games that's coming out for Xbox. I thought that one was kind of interesting. There's also Crackdown 3. They finally showed off Crackdown 3. A lot of people have been waiting for that game for quite some time. Cuphead, of course, they showed off Cuphead. Cyberpunk 2077 looks something like out of Tron. I was kind of like, wow, that totally looks like a Tron game. You know what I mean? That's another one. Devil May Cry, it's another one coming out. Dying Light is another one coming out. Let me just restate something though. Devil May Cry is Devil May Cry 5. Okay, so just to point that out. Yes, I'm scrolling on my little phone here, trying to access things I'm looking for. Did that one just grow already? Dang, I just cut that one down. Come on now. I just cut that one down. Now, did I actually have a tree here? I don't know anymore. I don't know where I put any of these trees. But anyway, so let me get to sleep, because sleep is important. While we're going, we are going to scroll up here. Fallout 76. I'm actually pretty impressed by that one, okay? That one essentially is Fallout, and they're doing something really interesting with that. Is all multiplayer. You can play a solo game, but it's all set in the multiplayer universe. So the idea is essentially they took some things out of No Man's Sky, and they basically said, here's what we're going to do. We're essentially going to have an online game without any real server-like thing, and the way you join is you just join up, and what you end up doing is you end up finding your peers coming out of the first bunker, which is the 76 bunker for whatever reason. Don't ask me why. And you're the first one that comes out because of Reclamation Day, essentially the day that everyone comes out of the bunker. Okay, and it's interesting because that you get to see the Fallout world as it became when it got developed, so to speak, I guess. And it's supposed to be 4 times more massive than Fallout 4. And so I'm like, wow, it does look cool. I've never played a Fallout game except for Fallout Shelter, which I'm now playing on Switch, but I'll explain that when I get there. So Fallout is an impressive series, and I gotta give them credit for the things that they've done in the series, and it's just really interesting to see what they're doing with Fallout 76. And I think that was one of Xbox's biggest announcements. They're also doing Gears of War 5. However, more better than Gears of War 5, I think, is Funko Pop. Okay, they're doing a Gears of War / Funko Pop crossover, and to be honest, that looks more impressive than Gears of War 5. I mean, I was like, that is awesome, and not only that, that's totally going to sell as many Funko Pops as possible. You know that's what's going to happen. Funko Pop is gonna have like this amazing like sales boost. You know what I mean? Now, the other thing they did, is they're also doing Gears Tactics. So what they're trying to do with Gears of War is they're trying to expand the style of Gears of War. So they're trying to do what Nintendo's done for years. They take an IP property and they managed to expand it and they managed to push it out quite a ways. Okay, so I got to give them credit for that. They're coming out with a game called Jump Force. Don't know much about that one. Okay. They're also coming out with, there's a game, Ori. I'm just remembering it now. Ori? And I'm scrolling here just a little bit. Ori, I was like really impressed by that game. I kind of wish Ori would come out for Switch because I would totally buy it on a Switch because it looks really, really cool. I mean, I'm like impressed by the way the game looks. And this is like working out really good. I'm like right now really impressed by my roof building skills. I think I could build roofs in just any shape and any style anywhere on the server. You know, just watch. That's going to be a challenge. Somebody who watches this from the server is going to be like, Koi can build roofs and he can build them in any style and any shape. Come build this, and they're gonna give me some weird like looking roof thing to build and make it look stylish and make it look awesome. You know what I mean? Don't ask me how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna find a way and I'll build that roof for them. You know what I mean? Metro Exodus. I'm assuming that's going to come out for PC. Once I can get a new computer, I wouldn't mind picking up that game because, oh god, because that game looks really impressive. I'm really impressed by like Metro Exodus trailer. If you get a chance, definitely watch the trailer. I'm not going to spoil it for you because it kind of blew me away. Not just kind of blew me away, it seriously blew me away. I was like, wow, that is an impressive game. Now, I had inklings it was Metro, but I didn't quite know until I actually saw the ending where it said Metro Exodus. You know what I mean? Okay, so I didn't want to talk about this in the Xbox section. I wanted to talk about it in the Square Enix section, okay? So Square released a trailer for Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Thank you. There we go. And it reminded me a lot of games like Thief. It reminds me a lot of games like Deus Ex because there's actual stealth options. And it's super cool. I'm like, oh my god, I could be stealthy. I love doing that. There's another game. What's it called? Oh my god. Splinter Cell. Splinter Cell does the exact same thing with the stealth option, and it's super cool when they do that, when they opt to actually have like the ability to play however you want. And I actually like doing stealthy stuff because it's fun to see how far in a game I can go without being actually detected. And so the trailer for Tomb Raider, not only do I like the way they portrayed the Tomb Raider character, I know some people are obviously going to have their gripes about it, but I really like the way they portrayed the Tomb Raider character. I also like the way they did the stealth aspect of it too. And it's a pretty cool trailer too. You can actually cover yourself up with mud. You can actually like do all sorts of weird cool things. Square Enix also managed to do, you know what I'm going to do? Let me see if I can cap off the roof here. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this open hole yet, because now I've got this open hole. But look what I could do. Oh, geez. Look what I could do. I can actually make a little room out of that. That'd be kind of cool, huh? Just totally not even anticipating that. Now, of course, I screwed up my thing. And now I got to go find... Oh, no. I keep falling. Stop falling, please. Okay. I'm going to have to repair these things because they're breaking because I keep falling off. Ah, don't do it again. No! So anyways, there's a game coming out called The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit Will Connect to Life is Strange Season 2. Okay, that's it's actually kind of a cool, it's almost a spin-off series, but it looks kind of cool, it seems kind of cool, and it plays kind of cool. It's essentially a kid with his imagination doing essentially imagination run wild. That's essentially what it is. And I was kind of impressed by the trailer behind that, and I think it would be kind of a cool game to see. Babylon's Fall, I saw that one. I don't know about that. Just Cause, The Quiet Man is some new IP that Square Enix is doing. They showed a brief short trailer. Not sure how good it's going to be, at least until we start seeing more of that game and we start to see what kind of comes out of that and what happens. You know what I mean? The other one, Final Fantasy. Why don't they ever show anything about Final Fantasy VII Remake? I don't know. All I know is it's probably still in development. It's probably not done yet. It's probably anywhere near anything like that. So I don't know what's going to happen with Final Fantasy VII Remake, but I hope they finally do something with that game and finally release it so that way I can finally play it. You know what I mean? I'm also hoping they re-release Final Fantasy VII again. You know, I really want to play that for Switch. If that can ever come out for Switch, I will be so overjoyed and so happy with that. You know what I mean? But, hey, you know what? I take what I can get, you know? Okay, I didn't realize I left little holes in here, but I'm doing this little torch wool thing like I did before, so that way at least it lights up. I just didn't realize I did that with like all of these open areas here, so I'm gonna have to fix that and probably get some more wool along the way. Okay, that was kind of scary. I didn't realize. Yeah, so this is why I want a new computer, because I have like this crazy lag effect and like it's not working anymore, and I really want something where I can get nice FPS for once instead of just sitting on slow lagging computer. But don't worry, it's gonna happen. What I'm waiting mostly for is a sale. If I can get a good sale, then I'll get the computer, and then when I get the computer, that means after the sale I'm gonna end up waiting on delivery, which could, from what I understand, take quite a few months. Yeah, I'm not kidding. It could take a few months thanks to people crypto mining everything and preventing me from getting a nice computer. One of the problems I do have is I do want one, and I need to pay for it, and so I've been saving obviously for a very long time trying to save for one, and I'm at a point where like the sale will make the biggest difference for me to actually pay for one, but I'll still be like running dry in terms of trying to buy one, because I have to buy a monitor, mouses, and everything. I did finally settle on some mice and some keyboards, so I settled on some of those, and I know what I'm going to get there, and on the monitor too. I just need to wait on the computer, but I haven't bought any of those, by the way, just to point that out. So eventually that will all come. So let me see if I can get all of this wool up there. Now, I did hear, I haven't had a chance to watch it, but I did hear that Sony's presentation wasn't as good. So I'll just briefly describe it. I haven't had a chance to watch it. I plan on watching it probably later today. Partly because I really wanted to see Nintendo's show, and I ran out of time yesterday to actually get a chance to watch it. Thanks to kids, kids do that for you. Kids will come home and spend the rest of the day with you, and then it's all over after that. Your day really ends. That's partly why I can't record all the time. That's partly because, then as the kid gets older and kid understands what I do for YouTube, then it'll be a little easier, because then the kid will at least be quieter in the room instead of saying, come play with me, or some variation of that, or playing some loud noise, you know what I mean? Yeah, I know. Wife's probably going to totally disagree with me on that. But yeah, so I've also been spending a lot of kid time, so that's also been really good. I haven't had a chance to do that sometimes, and because, I work a lot, and I've been doing a lot of overtime, and so sometimes just having a day with your kid to play games, sometimes just having a day to kid just to play imaginary stuff, read to kids at night, and, just doing fun stuff like that. Sometimes you just need to spend that time, because if you don't spend that time with your kid, who are you really spending that time with? You're really not spending it with anybody. Anyways, back to the Sony show. They were doing stuff with Last of Us Part 2, Ghost of Tsushima. I actually had to look that up. I thought they were releasing a Contra game when I saw the word, but it's actually a game called Control. I'm like, darn it, you could have released Contra and it would have been awesome. Now, the only one I don't think I saw was Konami. Konami, I think, is the only company I did not see. They're doing a Resident Evil remaster. I'm not sure what that's about. I want to at least see what that's about before I get a chance to dive into that. They're doing Kingdom Hearts 3, which I saved for this. They're doing Kingdom Hearts 3 for Xbox, everything except for Switch for some reason. I don't know why they're not releasing it on Switch. They really need to release it on Switch. There's a lot of fans that would love to play Kingdom Hearts 3. But hey, Switch got something else, so I'll get there when I get there. And they're also still doing Death Stranding. As far as I know, that's a PlayStation only game, and it's just getting weirder and weirder and weirder and weirder every time I see anything about Death Stranding. So I think it's a cool game, don't get me wrong, and I think that would be one of the best highlights for that. They're playing Neo, I think that's what it is. Neo 2 and Spider-Man, and that's and a VR game, of course. And that's all they're showing. Now, there's a couple more I want to at least talk about for sure. Bethesda. I want to get into Bethesda, Ubisoft, and Nintendo before I get done. If this episode end up getting long, hey, blame me for it. I like E3. E3's fun. Okay? Maybe I'll trim some things out. I don't know. Find a way. Xbox was kind of long. Okay, folks. So Bethesda, they could have stole the show, but they didn't, because you know what they did? They ended up doing announcements on other consoles, and I was like, darn it. I don't think that actually kind of killed the flavor. So they showed, of course, Fallout 76, and then they showed Rage 2. Not my cup of tea, at least in terms of that game. I don't really find that one appealing. But they did show off that. They showed off Doom Eternal, so they're essentially making a Doom 2 I assume that's what that's going to be. It's kind of like a remake of Doom 2, but no, it looks like it's brand new. It's not a port, not a remake. They're essentially going to do Hell on Earth, which is going to be like, wow. And yes, that's probably the most like advanced word I've used on this server in the entire time, but you know, that's what Doom is. Doom is essentially is hell, and you know, but fans have been asking for Hell on Earth kind of thing, and they're going to be bringing that sort of thing on to Doom 2. So that's going to be, or at least Doom. They're bringing Prey Moon Crashers, which I thought was actually pretty nifty. Now, I didn't like the original Prey, but Prey Moon Crashers seems really fun, and it seems like something really worth playing and worth doing. They're also bringing Wolfenstein Youngblood, and I hear rumors that that may be coming to Switch as well. They are bringing Fallout Shelters to Switch, and that released a couple days ago, and I got to play that, and I was like, wow, why didn't I play this a long time ago? It's quite addictive, and that sucked away my time on top of the Lego games, on top of the Zelda games, on top of pretty much every game I've been playing except for Minecraft on Switch. I thought about getting Minecraft for Switch, but I'm afraid if I do, then I won't be doing anything here. You know what I mean? I'll end up building everything there. But it would be a cool way to, like, you know, work on stuff when I go out and, you know, just do some Minecrafty things if I can just make that work. You know what I mean? Kind of fun. Okay, why won't you stick in the proper place? Look at that. It wants to go up, and I don't want it to go up. I want it to sit right there. There. Much better. Okay, good. So this is actually a separate room, so I just need to make sure that I have a wall separation for the time being here. Oh yeah, I forgot. They're going to bring out Elder Scrolls 6, I think it is. So they did make an announcement for Elder Scrolls 6. I almost forgot about that. There is a fun game called Starfield, a science fiction game sort of thing, and they didn't really say anything about it. They just provided a little trailer, and I thought that was interesting. I really did. And I don't know where they're going to go with that game, and I hope it's really fun. I like sci-fi games, and I really get into that kind of stuff, and so if it's anything like Mass Effect, I'll be happy. If it's anything like, you know, anything science fiction and it's fun, I'll be happy, one way or another. Okay, folks, I'm back. Yes, it finally stopped raining, and I managed to build, like, you could see it there. I managed to build most of that floor already, yay. Or at least most of that ceiling, which is good. So Ubisoft, I think Ubisoft this year stole the show. Ubisoft started with, like, some crazy dance number, and it, like, made no sense to me. It made no sense to me until they got into the stage that the entire thing was all about Just Dance 2019. Like, that was a really fun, great way to start a show, at least for Ubisoft. And Ubisoft, not only did they steal the beginning of the show, they stole the entire show. Like, seriously. They showed so many, like, really good, amazing things. Beyond Good and Evil 2. They showed that off, and that was like, wow. I was just blown out of the water by that trailer as well. I mean, Ubisoft really got something good going on here. You know what I mean? They also showed off, where is it? Trials Rising. They showed that off with literally a guy coming onto stage in a motorcycle. I mean, which would happen to be the creative director of the show. I was like, wow. Again, just wow, blown out of the water. They also showed off The Division 2. Okay, Tom Clancy's Division 2, that actually looks really good. I was pretty impressed by the way that looks, the way that plays and everything. And I wasn't sure, and I still am to this hour, not sure if the people that were in there were live people or part of the game. I think they were live people, but I can't really put my finger on it, you know what I mean? So I gotta give them a lot of credit. And then there's also a musical performance that they did for, what's it called again? Mario and Rabbids. Mario plus the Rabbids. They're adding a Donkey Kong DLC, and they did a really fun little musical number for that as well. And so that was kudos for Nintendo's section for that, for showing that off there at E3 at Ubisoft's presentation. They also showed off Skulls and Bones. It's essentially like a pirate game where you basically are a pirate trying to, like, you know, take over, you know, something like how Assassin's Creed 4 played, basically. That's essentially what it reminds me a lot of, Assassin's Creed 4. And I was, like, blown away mostly by that, but it was alright. I mean, I can't complain. I don't know if I would play it yet, but I'll wait and see until get some more details. I just give them credit for the presentation they did around it was actually really good. So, you know, that alone makes it worth it. They also showed off Assassin's Creed VR. And one of the games, of course, being a Nintendo fan, one of the games that blew me out of the water also was a game called Starlink. Okay, Starlink is also another another space sim type of game, and it's essentially a game about defending a planetary system called Atlas. And as far as I know, it's got 7 planets in it. I assume it's going to have more planets than just 7. But Starlink, wow, I was just like, dang, that's pretty impressive. And the part that really blew me away is the guy really wanted to have Star Fox in the game. And Nintendo actually agreed to put Star Fox in the game. And so Star Fox, at least for the Switch version, will have a starter pack with the, it's not really an amiibo, but it's essentially an R-Wing with a Star Fox character, which is pretty cool. And then you can also get additional things. So it's essentially another Toys to Life thing, but it actually looks pretty cool as a Toys to Life, and it looks like it has some real life properties, real life uses that you could play with it, and it looks really, really awesome. So I'm probably going to get that Starlink. I'm probably also going to get the Starfield, depending on what happens to Starfield. I mean, it really does depend on how the game looks and how the game plays, you know what I mean? Why is that even there? Come on, there it goes. They also have Miyamoto come out for that just for the presentation for Star Fox. They also showed up for Honor, but that's not really my cup of tea. Some people might like that. And did I say Assassin's Creed? They also showed off footage for Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Have no idea if that's coming out to Switch, but it is coming out to just about everything else. So we'll see where they go with that game and what they decide to do with it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I finally got the roof done. Yay! We're also going to do the roof for this section here too. That way we can cut this off as well. And that way I don't have to worry about this piece, because we're going to actually close this off as well with a similar roof style. And then I'm thinking now for the floor up there, I might just use spruce because it's the easiest wood I can get. Jungle wood was just kind of a nightmare to get for the lower floor, but I do love how pretty it is. So I think I'll do spruce for the wood right above it. And I don't know how it's going to work out, but we're going to make it work. As for Nintendo show, I just got done watching that. Now, without looking anything up, the thing that stood out for me the most so far is Fallout Shelter got released to Nintendo Switch. I've been enjoying that. That came out for free. If you want to buy things, you can certainly buy things, but it's totally free to play, which is totally awesome. I can't just believe that they did that, and they even allowed that, which is kind of cool. Not only did Fallout Shelter come out for Nintendo Switch, you also got Fortnite. Fortnite is also coming for Nintendo Switch. Can you believe that? Yes, I can't believe it either. So Fortnite is also for free and is available today, available for download. And so I'm probably going to pick that up because I've not played a Fortnite game yet. Oh, I already had some. I've not played anything with Fortnite yet. So it'd be interesting to see how that game plays and what kind of fun I can have. I also hear it just cross-platforms. I might be able to play with other iCrafters on there. And that'll be really cool to do that, actually, if they make that work really well. Now, I'll be really happy if games like Minecraft can be cross-platform where I can play them on Switch, on the go, playing this exact same server. But I doubt that Nintendo will ever do that, just knowing them. They probably will not let that happen for Minecraft. What they did announce, although besides Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu, and Eevee, they announced that a while ago. But what they did also bring up was Fire Emblems. They brought up Fire Emblems, and that looks pretty cool. You have an isometric battle view, but it doesn't stay isometric. Apparently, you can shift the view, so that way you can attack as if it was 3D characters. And so I thought that was a pretty cool, nifty little trick that they did there with that. Not just that. They also announced a bunch of other third-party games, which I'm going to have to pull up the thing to tell you what they all are because I can't remember them off the top of my head. They announced Smash Brothers Ultimate Edition. Now, Smash Brothers Ultimate Edition, I'm purposely calling the Smash Brothers Everyone is Here Edition because that's essentially what it is. Essentially assist every single type of character, every single unlock that you've ever had in every Smash Brothers game is finally all out in one game, which means characters like Cloud is in the game, which means characters like Snake is in the game, which means I'm serious, it's they went all out with this thing, and I gotta give them a ton of credit. And that thing is coming out for Christmas around December 12th. That game will be out. I wonder if this should go up a little more. I don't think so. Yeah, so it's going to be really cool. Really, 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 really cool to see where that game goes and how... Ooh, my goodness, that was a bad drop. That was just a bad drop. Bed just saved me. I don't think so. Bed's not going to save me. Anyway, so, yeah, so it's going to be really cool. Let me pull up the stats. Give me a sec. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot to say that. Mario Party is coming for Switch, and you won't have to be stuck in the car. Yay, you actually can play as real characters now. And it's kind of cool. They got some neat little things where if you have more than one Switch, you have a way to actually play that. And there's a way to play with multiple Switches, and I thought that was cool. And not only that, the GameCube controller will actually work on the Switch, and so they made that like special adapter. And so that special adapter will actually work. What am I going to do with this? This hole, like if I make this an area, this hole is going to get in my way. I'm going to have to like fence it off or something so I don't accidentally fall in the water. That would be like nightmarish if that actually happened to me. But at least it flows through. And then what I'm going to do here, I think I'm just going to block this part off. Because there will be a... Actually, wait, I don't have to worry about this hole. At least not until I build the floor above it. Because the floor above it will be this here. And that will essentially block this area off here. And so we'll see what I can do there. It's going to be interesting. We'll have to see him play it by ear what's going to happen with all this. Now, of course, this should, in my opinion, come out one more block. It's sticking in a little too much. So let's see, how can I get over there safely without like falling in any traps or anything in here? By the way, I completely forgot about this. They're making almost like a Gundam game, but it's not a Gundam game. They're calling it Daemon Cross Machina, or at least Daemon X Machina. And it's a really cool like Gundam style game that's coming to Switch, and I don't know much about it. All I know is whatever I saw in that opening sequence. And it's almost like an anime presentation that they did in the very beginning, and I gotta give them credit. That is a great way to start out this whole thing. See, if I go out one more, I'm gonna be sitting on top of that, but you know what? It's gonna look good if I do this, because I think it's just gonna look better having just one more layer. I think I'm going to finish with this, and we might have to call it a day. I'm going to... Oh, no. I'm all out of those. I can't believe I ran out. Yeah, folks, I recorded some 30-something minutes already, so I'm going to definitely call it quits for now. What I'm looking at here is what I could do with this, and I think the easiest thing I could do right here is just cut this off right here. I'm definitely going to do spruce wood for the next layer up. And I think that will work out good. And what I could do with this little tiny space I've got here before I run out of time completely is make essentially like a little storage room up here. That would be perfect because then I can cut all of this out. Although, mobs can't fit there, I don't think. Because if I go there, I can't actually fit in there. Only like really small mobs, maybe like spiders or something might be able to fit there. And so we'll definitely make a storage like closet thing out of this, and I'm gonna have to figure out where dead center is. I think dead center is like right around here or so, because we're gonna have to make like a doorway or something like that. Actually, these two blocks would be dead center, and if I could just get something to show off where dead center is, so that way I can at least do my job right. Oh, why do I even have an extra dirt block? So here, 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 and here. There we go. That's better. Now I know where dead center is. Now I know where I can have the door. So there could be a door essentially like right there. And what I'm thinking of here is how can I make this work really well? Because if this is the door, I'm going to need to put walls up and everything. So I'll figure out how to make that work in the meantime. Until then, until the next episode, folks. And I hope you guys enjoyed this like little bit of a E3 reaction type of thing. Oh, geez. E3 reaction type of thing, and just kind of describing what my thoughts were about E3. And definitely enjoy your time for the rest of Nintendo's E3 while it's still playing, and anything else they announce, not just Nintendo, but like anybody. Because I could just totally see them announce some other stuff while we're all working, playing, doing other things. You know what I mean? What I don't know here, do I want a window? I can always put a single high window. You know what I mean? It might actually look kind of nice. And this hole, you know, I'm going to have to do something with this. There's going to definitely be, like, rails going around this just so I don't accidentally, like, do something and cover up the hole, or, you know what I mean? So, there. Done. Alright, guys. So, we'll see you in the next episode. I hope I can make episodes faster. I'm definitely going to be off work on Friday. Today's Tuesday, so I took the day off today, but I'm definitely going to be off work Friday. So, I plan on doing another video sometime on Friday. When I will get both of these uploaded will be determined essentially by many other factors that I can make work. Because I have to go out actually as soon as I cut off the end of this episode. So, in the interim, we will see you guys next time, and good job me, I'm trapped forever. I'm trapped forever. Let me dig my way out of here. Okay, folks, I got this little dilemma. How do I go from here to there? I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna work.